I work in a variety of different medias. I enjoy working from disciplines like film, printmaking. My main areas I'm interested in like childhood memory, forced memory, and memory implantation. So I like the idea of creating a piece of work that evokes a memory, specifically in the moment of childhood.
I'm working on like a striped painting. It's from an image that I found of a film called Uncle Buck. A lot of my work is to do with like block colours and bright primary colours and how they work together in foreground and background.
I would say it's a mixture of painting and print work, and the processes usually involve like photographic, digital, and I tend to I don't really plan them, they just sort of happen as I'm going along.
They're visually striking, acrylic, abstract paintings. It takes like a couple of days of sanding the surface, so lots and lots of layers of gesso, until it's like glassy smooth, and then just really, really thin layers, one or two normally. You will expect to see lots of little paintings scattered around, kind of their pilot paintings as such, so they'll be in other people's spaces and quite close to other people's bigger works, and they'll be colourful.
Well, my project this year has been really heavily based on bereavement and grief, so it's been quite a painful project to go through, but then that's also brought across in the work and the medium that I'm using. So the physical, painful process of cutting the liner has sort of reflected the emotional side of the prints as well.
Yeah, so a lot of my stuff's quite playful and don't take it too seriously, but I mean, of course there's an element of seriousness because I'm producing so much that clearly I do take it seriously in some respects. But yeah, I just quite like using scientific ideas and then playing with them, like scientific drawings and investigations, but then using it in completely the wrong way.
Within my practice, I've been focusing on the relationship between the visual and the sonic. Initially, my work was looking at responses between the two. I was interested in the possibilities of how different sounds could suggest a response through drawing and how that visually translates back into the possibilities of sound within a drawing. Much of the most exciting work, in my opinion, lies in the spaces between the genres, work that isn't easily defined. For me, it is the sonic art and sculpture. Sculpture visually asserts itself in a way for us to situate ourselves within that space. Sound is the exact same thing, only orally. Fusing the two elements to compound a visual and an oral object will engage the viewer/listener into a heightened awareness of the space.
I've been interested in making installations quite a while now, but I've been painting whilst I've been studying at Leeds. But I've decided for the shift degree show that I would like to make an installation that amalgamates all my interests, so collecting and foraging for things and making collages, and it's going to be very expressive of what I love and what I'm interested in, but also kind of looking at low pop culture and images of women, lots of different inspirations for the piece actually, but when it comes together, hopefully it'll be one consistent shrine-like place.
This year I have been experimenting with different materials, in particular baking powder and a chemical reaction it's had with paints and liquids. And I've been creating these sort of sculptural / painterly works which look like landscapes, or some people say they look like coral or other natural occurrences. In the exhibition I want to show several of these pieces, and I want to display them horizontally so that viewers can walk around them and sort of look down on them as if they're little islands seen from an aerial point of view.
To work with objects that seem to have a strange relationship with time, so that depends how that's done. Sometimes it's done with using a mixture of old and new imagery, and sometimes it's done by setting up symbols that suggest a moment in time. So like with the snooker table, it's a game being played but it's frozen, sort of thing. I work mostly in paints, but I've been trying to work with objects as well, gradually kind of painting. There'll be some print and some sound in my installation.
The 3D collages have the illusion of being sculptures, but they're still approached from a very frontal perspective.
Work from like kind of found images, and it's, although they're paintings, but they're kind of put together like collages. They're kind of assemblages of mark making, like just taken from various images, artworks, and kind of found photographs or bought photographs. I quite like working from like using other people's images as a starting point.
I make paintings on different surfaces, oil paint, trying to find a balance between figuration and the material itself. It mainly comes from the object, or the shape of the object, or the quality of it, whether it's shiny or matte. And from there it's kind of, I don't know, kind of blind, just work as I go, I guess.